When I would get in arguments within myself, I could keep hearing that I was angry at somebody. And I just keep going at it, just keep going at it. That so-and-so, they did this, they did that. And I just labeled it down. And then my cycle would start. And then my cycle would go over and over and over. And I didn't notice that at the time, but as I started getting more into the mindset and what it was doing in my body, I could start feeling my adrenaline, and I would get so excited because I thought that I was just like, oh yeah, I'm just really mad at this person, And so then I would get into that vibe where I'm just like flowing with it. And then my adrenaline's going, I'm like, yeah. And then it makes me even more angry. And then I want to call somebody and I want to tell them. Or I just want to keep calling myself and telling myself over and over and over. And my adrenaline. And one time I went to this holistic doctor and he put me on it was called Simply Adrenal. Those two incidents where I was just consistently talking in cycles and not being able to come with my truth, because I was just trying to figure out my truth. And then with a holistic doctor giving me like a Simply Adrenal, I realized that my body was just working overtime. I'd wake up in the middle of the night, which I still do sometimes, and I would just keep going, rocking over and over and over. So in my brain, everything was just like fighting with everybody because whatever wasn't working, my body was used to that sizzle. And so I just keep going and revving up. And that energy I would utilize. I'd be bouncing off the walls. I'd be moving really fast. I would be doing everything fast. Everything had to go fast. I didn't find my calm space. I didn't want to either because I didn't understand what that meant. I never knew what that calm space was. I just know I like to blame people. So you'll see that I'm talking about I like to blame people. And do you like to do that? And then find yourself like, oh, I'm blaming somebody. Darn. I mean, I have to take it on myself that I actually have to believe that the choices I made perhaps could have got me where I am now. And so the next stage was me thinking, well, what the heck am I supposed to do with that? Like, I'm mad at them. How do I stop judgment? How do I get reprieve? Do I have to go tell them off? So then my first phase was I'd go tell them off. Like, you did this, you did that. Like, oh, I shouldn't say it that way because I wasn't feeling that way. I was feeling like I really wanted to tell them off. Like, I literally went in there just like pissed. And then my next phase was me learning, calm. I got this. But somehow I still had to tell them. So then I would say, the other day I was blaming you for something. And I didn't want to, but I did. And I couldn't stop myself. And I'm trying to learn how to do that, where I don't blame you and I don't blame others. Because if I would have done this, this, and this, then things could have been different. The new phase I'm in, because I thought that was where I was going to say the second part. The second part was tell somebody how much I've changed by proving to them that I used to be mad at you and just be angry at you. But then my second phase was I had to share it with them. You know that other day when I was angry at you? Well, I worked through that and I'm not anymore. And I understand it's my issue. So the third phase that I'm in now, and I'm learning this. Anybody else there? Anybody else learning this? To stop blaming everybody. But how do you do that? And so the third phase was me knowing that I was taking the supplement that was to support my adrenal. I knew, this is going in deeper, I knew that when I was on medicine for 20 years, that I just couldn't stop my body. Okay, that's fine. I just couldn't stop my body from going because my brain just kept going over and over and over. So then when I looked at those things, I realized I didn't want to get back on medicine. I realized I was hurting my body. So I started getting connected. And that connection helped me get to that next phase, which was I don't need to go to that person and tell them, I'm angry at you and I want to tell you this right now and I'm mad. The second phase, where I was, the other day, well, I was really angry and I realized I can't blame you. I can't blame anybody else. I need to take it on myself. If I would have done these steps, then we wouldn't have been where we're at. And then I'm not mad at you. I realize I have to take that on. Into now where I'm really discovering this third phase, which is I get angry at somebody. I think there's going to be a fourth phase there as I get more enlightened. Do you think that? What do you think about your enlightenment about blaming others? So this phase that I'm in right now, it's almost like, I think of it's like a control thing too. Like a control thing. That if I sit with this, I go, here, wait, why am I angry at that person? Because right now I'm learning not to be angry at people because of their actions. Literally. So I cannot take Simply Adrenal anymore. I never want to be on medicine again. How can I calm my body? So I'm getting connected, but I'm still trying to control things around me. So this is the third phase. Again, I think there's going to be a fourth phase here. Or maybe a fifth. And maybe it goes to 10 as I discover this. I know that when I see somebody do something that isn't what I think is right, which really, if it isn't right, then morally and stuff, I do talk to them. But it's more of, I need to understand that how can I speak to this for myself so that I get relaxed? So I don't tell somebody off, but I really start saying, hey, this is my issue. I'm trying to tell somebody how to act, or I'm trying to control the situation, when let that person be. Let them go through their flow. They have their journey. They don't need to tell me how to act differently, because I'm not here on this earth to fight with everybody, trying to control, to tell everybody how to act, but just allow them to be. And I can get caught in between phase 2 and 3. Anybody else ever feel that? This is a hard one. So I did a Rhonda Lou Moxie show, which I do every Monday. And I started going through the editing, just kind of going through the phase. And this is what came out of it, that I like to blame others. I'm like, there's some phases here, because in my mind, I'm still doing it. And I need to stop myself and go, okay, you're in a good framing today. So it gives you opportunity to take a step back, take a breather. You got this kind of vibe. Again, I think there's going to be more phases where I'm just going to let things be. And there's times when I'm even more enlightened in the day and I just watch somebody make those decisions that may not be good for them, because you can kind of see how things are rolling, or you don't even know, but you think in your mind, and think about how that takes your energy away. Like as a vitality coach, I think about, how is that taking my energy away? I don't want to do that anymore. I want to be on fire. I want to ignite. I want to make impact. And that's lately what I've been talking about. That's what we talked about this week in the Rhonda Lou Moxie show. So look for things out there on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever. And we're talking about impact this week. And we, as my team, as like, what are we trying to, how are we trying to serve out there? And I call this hashtag speaker locking arms, that we're really locking arms and playing with this. If we lock arms and we start using our voice and not shut ourselves down, anybody else ever feel shut down? So if we don't shut ourselves down, we'll be able to speak our vocals, and we'll be able to stop the blaming and shaming within ourselves and then for others. We have to do it for ourselves, because with our brain going at ourselves, when we see somebody else, we're going to go at them, and we may not say anything, but that's how we start healing, is trying to break the synapses in the brain. And I study a lot about the brain because I do a lot of mindset coaching. I think that's the only way that we can get to move forward, is that we understand how our brain is working. So I'm learning to not blame and shame people. I give you 3 phases, and I think there's going to be way more. What phase are you in? Or what are your phases? What are you learning? What's happening for you when it comes to the blaming and shaming? What's happening for you, and what you want to see out there globally? Please partner with us. Use the hashtag speaker locking arms when you're really speaking about stuff that you want change. I would love that. We're going to stop the blaming and shaming. We're going to partner together. We're going to lock arms so that we make changes out there. You can lock arms with me. Use your own hashtag or speak to what's really important to you. Share with me what your hashtag speaker locking arms phase is. You don't have a hashtag situation. I just do because that's just what I do. Is I'm like, how can I get out there on social media because it's consistent? And I trademarked Mindset Transformation Entertainment. I want the videos to be entertaining. I want the interviews that I do to be entertaining. I want the posts to be entertaining. I want to do it through the Heart Center, the community that I hold. I call the Vitality Heart Community. I want all of that for all of us right here and now. I want to do live events with, I'm putting a board together right now, and we're going to be doing some live events. In the board, I'm going to have probably 10 people on the board is what I envision as we grow bigger and bigger. And the people on the board are on a major mission and they're locked in on their passion and they're actively working in it. I love you and I really do want this change for everyone. You have an incredible day in sign language. I love you. I appreciate you. Get out there, open your voice, and share what you feel. And if you feel like you want to blame and shame somebody, just take a step back and adventure into what that is. And what I was asking is, what phase do you think you're in? And then also I have a thing I'm doing on Friday. It's all around mindset, but it's a collaboration masterclass. And it's a lot around mindset and a lot around safety. That safety. I appreciate you.